Hey guys, welcome back to the Week 5 recap. This week it's crazy because we're 5 weeks into the season that I felt like just started, but time's really rolling. But some of you guys, your uphill battle is so great that pretty much your season's over, and there's only 5 games that have been played. First up, Young Ho versus Kittle Machub. Young Ho loses this 125 to 131. Uh, you know, nobody was really nobody was really shocked by the outcome. I mean, it was in the bag the whole time. Nobody was even nervous about it. I mean, in case you hadn't noticed, most all of my predictions, unless somebody actually sucks that week, they've all came true for the most part. I'm not even close to 500. I mean, we're talking about 80, 90% somewhere in my picks. I feel like uh, that's according to StatSource.com. But 131 to 125, and like it was never even close. I know that sounds close. You're like, that was only six away. No, I mean, it was pretty much in the bag Thursday night in the first quarter. I mean, we knew then how it was going to shake out. Everything happened as it was supposed to. I would love to say I'm undefeated, but I came up against a fantasy Goliath and Liam last week, and one of the true talents, one of the real up and comers in fantasy. So you can't win them all, and if I had to lose one, at least I got beat by a Goliath. You know what I mean? It's just like Young Ho, you can't feel bad this week. You got beat by a fantasy giant, and so it's totally okay that happens. You have ups and downs. You're mainly down, only down at this point, but I feel like we'll see during the prediction show. But I think you may get one this week. We'll see. Next, we have Jaden Savis versus Skynet. Jaden Savis, you pulled out your first victory, and that doesn't happen. That I don't mince words. Okay, you're an up and comer. You know what I mean, and you proved it this week. 133 points you scored. That was a league high. You scored a league. No, you got second. It's okay. You got second in scoring. That tells me that your team's hot. That tells me that you guys are on fire. It tells me you have a lot of potential. You have a lot more potential than some other people. Let's say Skynet. You beat him. And to be honest, I think he's being replaced. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Skynet is probably part of the T1000 series. And as we all know, there's a T2000. There may even be a T3000 that I don't know about. But I think he's just part of the one series where he's just mechanical and all that. He's not elusive. He can't turn into metal objects. And anyway, he just got beat. You're an up and comer, Jaden Savis. Congratulations on your win. You're 1-4. Skynet, you're 2-3. Next, we have Brown Kids versus Bundle Rooski. You're both set after this week. You're both at 2-3, but Brown Kids, you won this one, 138 to 120. This was a tight race. People were nervous about this game. People were talking about this in Fantasy Magazine, weekly.com, and you pulled this one out. You went big. Is there anybody that really jumps off the page? I think Njigba had a pretty big week in Njoku. I'm going to just say what jumps off the page. You had Michael Carter at running back. What is he, the ninth string running back or whatever? And the fact that he had 18 points is the thing. But Njoku, that was really your big crazy play for a guy who averages 4 points for like the last 5 years, but he looks like Superman, but he actually sucks. He scored a lot more points than he was supposed to. Congratulations, 138 to 120. You're 2-3. Son of a besh. Versus Pack Full of Love. You entered this undefeated, and that's the thing. Sometimes giants go down. Myself and you two included, we're all 4-1. But Pack Full of Love pulls this out. So, this first head-to-head matchup, you couldn't pull it out. But, I mean, two Goliaths here. You only lost by 30, so it was real close. Did he have anybody that really jumped off the page? Sam Laporta finally became Sam Laporta, and Debo Samuel scored more than he was supposed to. But to be honest, how you know his lineup's good is because he didn't have anybody that was just astronomically different from what their projections were. So just a tough team. Now let's go look at you over here. all of your numbers were fairly close. So, I mean, Bateman had 0 points. He was projected 7.5, but that's about where you're at average. So you're gonna have to get it together, Isaiah, because this may be telling. Even though you have a 4-1 record, congratulations, pack full of love. You really know how to do things right. Next we have Master Bates, Fantasy Goliath. He's won 2 in a row. I mean, this is he. I believe he started 0-2, then he gets one, and I mean, look, 3 in a row. I think he won 3 in a row. Now that speaks volumes. Volumes. I think you were in like the bottom. I think you were in double digits at one point, 10, 11, 12th ranked. Now you're five. You did beat Achand. You're both 3-2. You did jump him with this 128 to 115 victory this week. Just looking, did you have anybody crazy? Yes, you did. Egbuka. More than doubled his points, which puts you over the edge. But I think even if you remove 15, oh yeah, he would have beat you. So Njigba having this big week, Egbuka having this big week, that was big for you. C.J. Stroud put you. He had a great game, and he's been terrible the last couple of years. But that's just what happens. Seth, this could be your week that I get on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? Like I'm a Seth fan. You know, I feel like you got it. You just didn't have it this week. And you lost pretty big, kind of embarrassing. But you know who you didn't lose as big as? As your brother Scott. Little Penix versus Kicking Bass. Also, I believe has won 3 in a row. You know, we got some hot streaks going here. Little Penix, you know, listen, you have ability, but you do have a losing record. So you have the most ability with the losing record of any person I know. You got a lot of talent there. Things just didn't shake out. It also didn't help. Now, you still lost by 32 points, but it didn't help that you had people like Javonte Williams who scored 26 points. Waddle scored 23. Really, the rest of it wasn't too much different. Just those guys were kind of the difference maker for you. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't score what he was supposed to. Will Penix. That's about where your roster's at. There's nothing that jumps off the page. Really, I mean, that's probably why you're 2-3. You got a lot of potential too. You know, I'm a Hager fan, but I'll tell you who I'm most a fan of, and that's Kicking Bass, because he's kicking bass and taking names. And so really, that's it. You know, that's it for the recap. We'll be back with the Week 6 predictions tomorrow. And so, you know, if some of you guys aren't cutting it, you know, let's get your stuff together. Okay, we love all of yins. We love all of yins.